Hello everyone. In today's class, I am going to discuss Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. As the name suggests, the novel talks about two cities of London and France, and the story is set before and during French Revolution. On the throne of London, we have King George III and Queen Charlotte, who are grandparents of Queen Victoria. And on the throne of France, we have Marie Antoinette and King Louis XVI. The novel begins with iconic lines. It was the best of the times, it was the worst of the times. The whole paragraph talks about how it was an age of paradox, meaning there were best things happening in the two cities and also at the same time worst things happening too. So people were filled with superstitious beliefs and also there were intellectuals coming up with the new scientific inventions. So extreme things were happening, but there was no middle ground. There were daring burglaries that took place at the broad daylight. And also, people believed in superstitions like ghosts. And also, we see the doctors carrying out their anatomical studies, etc. The novel is divided into three books. First book is called Recall to Life, and the second book is called The Golden Thread. The third book is named as Night of Storm. The name of the first book, Recall to Life, is significant in this novel. How? Here, a character named Dr. Manette is recalled to life. He has been imprisoned in the jail of Bastille for 18 years. And there is a story behind it. What happened to Dr. Manette? Why was he jailed for so long? Was he a witness to someone's misdeed? Or did he commit any crime? Actually, he was a witness to Evremond brothers' misdeeds. They raped and killed a young girl, and they called this doctor, young practitioner who was practicing at that time, and he did not agree to support them. That is why they jailed him. They used their powers and they jailed him. And we have that Evremond's son in the novel named Charles Darnay. He has changed his surname from Evremond to Darnay just to cover up his family's misdeeds. And also he wanted to get away from these cruel aristocrats. He was a French nobleman and he wanted to be a teacher and live a peaceful life. And in book second, which is named as Golden Thread in this book is none other than Lucy Manette, who is Dr. Manette's child, and she weaves together everything, just as the thread weaves together and holds the clothes. She weaves together everything and she holds it neatly. She brings her father back to life emotionally. He is not dead, but emotionally he is suffering and feels dead inside due to prolonged period of jail life that he has experienced. And then we see Charles Darnay and Lucy Manette falling in love with each other in courtroom scene. So you know in book 2 there is a courtroom scene, courtroom trial is going on. Charles Darnay is charged with treason. What is treason? He is charged for leaking out confidential matter of his country to France. And who has put this charge against them? There are two witnesses. Actually, in the later part of the novel, we'll come to know that they are actually fraudsters. They are spies working for the government. And in order to get commission, in order to make money, they frame innocent people and get them jailed. So Charles Darnay has become, we can say, a black sheep. So he is held for the crime that he has not done. And there is this brilliant lawyer in the play, novel, Sidney Carton. He is a genius. He is a wasted talent. He is called as Jackal in the novel. Why? Because Stryver, his colleague, does all the hunting, and this Jackal, poor Sidney Carton, he does the scavenging work. He eats the leftovers despite being so much talented. He drinks and then he goes to sleep. His life is miserable. He doesn't have the self-esteem. His self-esteem is very low. And when he sees Charles Darnay, who is his look-alike, and he's mesmerized by Charles Darnay's life, he wants to have a life like that of Charles Darnay. He looks at him, his reputation, his sense of purpose in life, and of course, his love, Lucy Mennett. He had almost perfect life that Sidney Carton always wanted to have. He envies Charles Darnay, and he confesses his feelings to Lucy Mennett, and his love is selfless. And also we see that Stryver also is in love with Lucy Mennett. But his love is different. He is an ambitious person. He sees Lucy Mennett as a possession. He just wants to possess Lucy Mennett. He thinks that he is doing a favor to her by marrying her. And we'll come to the later part of the novel, Book 3. The revolution has already begun in France, and Charles Darnay comes to know that one of his servants has been arrested there, and somehow a hero in him awakes, and he decides to go and help that servant. He goes to France, and the mob comes to know that this is a noble man. He is an aristocrat. So the mob is angry. Charles Darnay gets arrested, and Dr. Mennett goes there to release Charles Darnay from the prison. As you know, Dr. Mennett is a hero to the angry mob there, because he has been treated poorly by the aristocrats, and they wanted a revenge against these aristocrats. So Charles Darnay is released from the prison with the influence of Dr. Mennett. And then what happens? Again, he is arrested by the mob because they have found a solid proof against Evremond family. You know, Charles Darnay is actually an Evremond. His uncle and father had raped and killed that young girl. And when Dr. Mennett was in jail, Bastille prison, he had written everything about them. That is why he gets death punishment. And in the end, we see that there is a theme of doubles in this novel. We know Charles Darnay and Sidney Carton are lookalikes, and Sidney Carton uses this theme, this part, in order to save someone's life, Charles Darnay's life. He finds a purpose in this work. He thinks that by saving Charles Darnay's life, he's going to bring happiness in the life of Lucy Mennett. I told you, he is not selfish lover. He doesn't have any selfish motives behind loving Lucy Mennett. He is a selfless lover who is ready to give up everything for his love. And he switches his place with Charles Darnay, and he gets beheaded in the place of Charles Darnay. And standing in front of the guillotine, he feels very happy. And he finally feels that his life has got a purpose. So this novel is not only about the French Revolution, it's a story of sacrifice. And along with Sidney Carton, Charles Dickens shows that a seamstress is also being punished. What is her crime? Nothing. She is a symbol of all those people, all those innocent people who were punished during French Revolution. So the novel ends with the beheading of Sidney Carton, and Charles Darnay and Lucy Mennett unite and live together forever happy. Thank you everyone for listening.